Hey, yo everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing, yet again, my comic load for the week. Now, I'm sorry this isn't my entire comic load. I had to work this weekend, so with that, I lost a lot of time. Not only family time, but also time to read comic books. So, there's a couple of comic books over there: Harley Quinn, Green Arrow, Power Rangers, X-Men Gold, Weapon X, that I did not get to touch this week, which I'm pretty upset about because I really wanted to get going on them. Especially Power Rangers. I was missing a couple issues, and I finally caught up. So now I can finally start getting back on the train with that, but that's neither here nor there. Speaking of Patreon backers, as always, a thank you goes out to my Patreon backers. First of all, Michael Bennett, who just added to the $5 Patreon backer group. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you, as always, to Sammy Coppola of the Bat Brand, Paul of the Comic Geek, and Connor of OKayFabe. I really do appreciate any and all support. And thank you also to everyone that supported me during my first live stream, which was pretty fun. The only thing that I was really upset about is, one, I didn't get to do it for longer, and two, I had to do it on my phone. Now, as you can tell by how this is being presented, my computer's working. Or not so much my computer's working, but the internet's working. Comcast sucks pretty bad, so really getting them to do things correctly is like trying to stop the tide. It's not going to happen. But in saying that, this is going to be an eventful week for me, or at least eventful couple weeks, because Boston Comic Con is coming up, and I'm super excited. There's so many comic conventions and Comic Cons that I go to. Had a little tongue twister there. But Boston's always my favorite. Yes, there's Rhode Island. Yes, there's New York. And there's everything that's in between. And I've been to all of them. But Boston Comic Con has a special place in my heart, and you know the reason why is because it's very comic centric. There are your celebrities. I know there's going to be Jason Momoa there, Michael J. Fox, and a bunch of other people, right? But it's about the comic creators, the writers, the artists, and the inkers, and everyone that contributes to this thing. So what makes this even more interesting of a Comic Con is a lot of the people that are there I kind of already have. Like, I have Jim Lee, I have Tom King, I have Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. I have these people. So anything I get from them is gravy. Like, I got the major things that I wanted to get from Jim Lee. I have my Batman Hush volume signed. I have Justice League #1 signed. The variant cover for Batman New 52 signed. I have Batman 608, which is the first issue of Hush. I think it's 608, the one where he's like on the grapple rope and he's like swinging out. He has that cool pose. So I got a lot of the things that I want signed by Jim Lee. So anything is gravy. I'm definitely going to get Justice League issue #1 variant cover signed by him. I'm thinking about getting the wedding issue, even though the wedding didn't happen and it makes me sad. His variant cover is really great, and I don't know. We'll go from there. We'll see what happens. But that's just the thing. Everything is gravy this time around. So I can have a little bit more of a relaxed con, because when I go to cons, I'm all business. Like, I have a game plan. I have a map. I know what I'm going to be doing. So it's nice to have a little bit more of a relaxed experience. I am going all 3 days, provided my second son doesn't come. My wife is due the 18th. Comic Con is the 10th. So there's a week period where anything could happen, and my first son did come early, so that could mean my second would, but I'm holding out hope he'll wait until Monday. But yeah, if you guys want to meet up at the con, if anyone happens to be at Boston Comic Con this year, I will be there. I don't know what shirt I'm going to be wearing. It's going to be something bombastic, something that will be spotted anywhere. I might do my Booster Gold shirt, because I haven't worn that at a con yet, but it's neither here nor there. I'll post it on Instagram, and if you see me, please by all means stop and talk, because that's some of the best stuff, is just talking to you guys. But going back to the live stream also, I am planning on doing a live stream sometime soon, maybe this Sunday after Comic Con. Again, provided everything works out. I will get you guys kind of an update on that later. I might do a quick, and I mean super quick, non-scripted, not that I do anything scripted, but super quick video on Friday before I go to the con on whether or not I'll actually be doing a live stream on Sunday. I kind of want to do it. I think it would be a good time to do it, and I think I might do it a little bit earlier so it doesn't intertwine or interfere with putting my son down and having him go to sleep. So yes, that is about all that's going on. There's a couple things going on in news that's really cool. I guess the first and the biggest thing is Patrick Stewart is coming back as Captain Jean-Luc Picard for a new Jean-Luc Picard-centered series, which is looking to be a fantastic idea. I posted this on Instagram. Picard is my favorite Star Trek character, and one of my favorite fictional characters. He is the epitome of morality in the 24th century. Not only that, but he's just a badass. He's cool. He's not just a warrior or a fighter. And ooh, my alarm just went off. That's to pay the bills. He's not. I probably jumped. He's not just a warrior or a fighter or an army man or anything like that. He's a diplomat. He's a goodwill ambassador. He's an archaeologist. He's an explorer. And I'm really looking forward to Patrick Stewart getting back into that role. We also see that Catherine Sutherland, Jason David Frank, and Jason Vaughn are all going to be coming back in the 25th anniversary episode of Power Rangers. Catherine as Pink Turbo, Jason Vaughn as, of course, Time Force Red, and then Jason David Frank coming back as Mighty Morphin Green. I'm kind of surprised that they don't do Catherine as Zeo Pink because A, she still has the powers, B, Zeo was more powerful than Turbo powers, and she also gave up the Turbo powers. That's neither here nor there, but I'm pumped. Not so much for Jason David Frank and Jason Vaughn. I like them both. I'm glad that they're committed to the Ranger community, but having Catherine Sutherland back as Cat is pretty cool too. And yeah, that's just me rambling. I might as well get into comics, right? Because that's what we're all here for, to talk about comics. And we're going to start where we always start, with a little bit of Batman in our life. And we're going to go with Batman issue number 52. You know, it's kind of crazy to think that this is at issue 52, because not too long ago we were doing the new 52, issue 52. This is continuing the Mr. Freeze Cold Justice, or Cold Days, Cold Days arc, in which basically Bruce Wayne is on a jury that is convicting Mr. Freeze of killing 3 women, which Batman did forensic basically dug up forensic evidence to prove that Mr. Freeze did it, and even beat a confessional out of him. And Bruce Wayne's the only one that thinks Freeze might be innocent. And it's because Bruce is dealing with the fact that he's not 100% himself. What happened with Catwoman greatly affected him. He's reckless, he's mean, he's angry, he's raw emotion. And when he's finally been able to slow down and think about it, especially with Freeze, it kind of hits him that he's not who he should be right now. This issue has some great dialogue in it. It really makes you kind of introspectively think of Batman, and it's kind of almost a satire of the character itself, where Bruce is saying he's not perfect. He's you guys take him for face value, but Batman can make mistakes. And I do also like the fact that Catwoman and Bane are referenced in this in a minor way. Catwoman, of course, with Batman being brokenhearted, they kind of make a reference towards when you feel lost, what happens. And Bane, because I think the person that warns Mr. Freeze and the one that's basically setting him up is Bane. Again, part of his master plan. The bad part about this is simply, as good as this is, dealing with the jury and talking to the jury and all that jazz, it's still dealing with the jury and talking with the jury. You can still have fun, suspenseful, action-packed stuff and not deal with jury stuff. I mean, I like detective stuff. That's cool. I don't mind if that's a little slower. But just sitting there in the courtroom is kind of whatever. And saying that, is a good issue. I think it's better than the previous issue. But I don't think it's quite perfect. So we'll see where things go from here. Let's move on to Nightwing, issue number 47. Not for nothing, but I'm kind of getting tired of this cyber stuff. I'm not committed to it, and I don't care. Plain, flat, and simple. Nightwing's fighting cyber people. Yeah. And that's about it. Not bad, not great, just middle of the ground. If you're Nightwing, you'll enjoy it, but other than that, it's whatever. Deathstroke issue number 34, continuing the Deathstroke versus Batman arc. If you want to see a epic fight, go here. Deathstroke and Batman go toe-to-toe in the Bat Cave, and it is epic to say the least. See, as you guys know, Batman is my favorite comic book character and hero, and Deathstroke is my favorite villain or anti-hero. He's more of a villain than anti-hero, but the question always arises who would win, and it's probably the most even matched thing, because Batman is more skilled, but Deathstroke's incredibly skilled. Batman's smart, but Deathstroke has enhanced speed, strength, and durability. One doesn't kill, the other does kill. They're dark reflections of themselves in an interesting way. And the fight that plays out in this is gorgeous and really, really well done. So you got to pick this up. Unexpected, issue number 3. Yeah, I'm not really clinging on to this issue. I'm not really clinging on to the series as much as I thought I was. The previous issue was okay, but this issue really didn't do enough for me. Maybe because it feels like they killed a lot of the cast, and the cast that they did kill were the only interesting ones for me. Now, Immortal Man got canceled, and I wouldn't be surprised if Unexpected did. Not for nothing against this comic. It's just, out of all the DC Meta ones, this and Immortal Man are the weakest. The other ones are fairly strong. This one, not so much. So, pass it. Green Lanterns issue number 52. Enjoy it while it lasts, because this comic is coming to an end, as well as Hal Jordan the Green Lantern Corps, but again, that comes down to basically they're rebooting to Green Lantern, which is what it should have always been. We are continuing trying to figure out exactly who killed the Guardian. Hal Jordan gets more involved in this than he was in the previous issue. This feels less like a Jessica Cruz, Simon Baz story, and more about the Green Lanterns themselves. Hell, I would even say this is more of a Hal Jordan bit of a story than anything. I think it's because Cruz and Baz just haven't been done well lately. And I like Jurgens, but I just don't care for him on this book. Put him back on Superman. That's not a jab at anyone. Actually, I like Bendis, but I like Jurgens a little bit more. He's good with Superman. But it's an okay issue. But if you're not committed to the story, don't worry too much about it. Captain America issue number 2. Captain America is dealing more and more with the fact that, well, no one likes him. Or not that, it's no one trusts him. And that's kind of the interesting thing. His reputation has been burnt and slandered and thrown through the mud because of what happened with Secret Empire. Again, can someone explain to me, is he the real Captain America, or is he the fabrication of the cube and the real Captain America is still evil? How exactly is Marvel playing that off? I don't know. What I do know is this cover is absolutely gorgeous. This is doing a good job of getting me back into Captain America, because I've been off it since Secret Empire, which doesn't feel too long ago, but it really did a terrible job with one of my favorite Marvel characters. This is doing a good job at rebuilding him. Not just that, but I love the relationship between him and Sharon. It's beautiful. And lastly, Justice League issue number 5, The Legion of Doom. This is basically telling you the origin of the Legion of Doom in the New 52 Rebirth era, and how Lex plays a role in this. And it's so beautifully well done. Scott Snyder is doing what he does best, and he's just putting down stuff, or at least Scott Snyder's makeup was done. I think Tinian's the one that actually jumped on this. Yes, it's Tinian. So I'm sure Scott Snyder's layout, but James Tinian is the one that wrote it. And Doug Mankey is the artist, and the art is gorgeous. Whenever I see Mankey's art of Sinestro and Superman in particular, it makes me so happy. Let me pull up Sinestro. I just wish Sinestro would stay in the yellow costume, because how Mankey does him just looks great. But the last page that has Superman on it, his Superman is just gorgeous too. I love it. It's almost very alien godlike. Great, fantastic issue. I think it does a good job at establishing the motives and the operandum of the Legion of Doom, why they're doing what they're doing, and I think it does a good job with Lex Luthor in that aspect. In saying that, my pick of the week definitely without a doubt goes to Deathstroke, in that Deathstroke versus Batman. This fight is gruesome, it's bloody, there's a lot of shit talking in it, and Deathstroke has been one of the most consistently well done books, and Christopher Priest should be applauded for it. I wish he was going to Boston Comic Con. I don't think he is, but if he was, I would get every issue signed because he is just that good at writing Deathstroke. Putting aside Mark Wolfman and George Perez, I think this has been the best run on Deathstroke in years. It has kept me engaged, and it's just been fun. So, with that said, I'll update you guys on Friday on my plans for Comic Con, and also for a live stream again. And yeah, that's about it. I'm going to end this video here. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.